OK, let's bring you up to date with the two other games that have reached half-time in the Premier League. Starting at Kenilworth Road. It finished one apiece then between Luton and Wolves. So Luton still looking for that first win of the season. They were dominant in the first half. In fact, Carlton Morris got the closest to breaking the deadlock in the first 45. Carlton Morris.
Yeah, really good feat, actually, and it's a brilliant shot from outside, which was just unlucky, and then this was a sending off then from Bellegarde. Don't know what he was thinking there. And look, he's put his team in a difficult situation. He saw him kick out. It was an absolute red card, and you're thinking, right, Luton, you're at home, you've got the extra player. This is the kick out from Bellegarde there. Don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but Luton here thought, of course, going in at half-time with a one-man advantage, that they had a pretty straightforward route to the 3 points, but it never works that way in the Premier League because Wolves, who were under the cosh in the first half, then go on to take the lead.
But they shouldn't be surprised with Neto's pace and technical ability there. I think Knockaert's got to get to that ball and get it away earlier. He doesn't. Knockaert gets in on his favourite left foot and puts it in the roof of the net. It's a great finish.
And now onto a controversial moment, because Luton got themselves a penalty for a handball against João Gomez. It took a deflection, but his hands were deemed to be in an unnatural position.
I was just under the conclusion that if it deflected off one part of the body onto the arm, it wasn't. So I'm a little bit confused by it. Yes, his arm is in an unnatural position, but it's deflected, and I don't think he can do nothing about it.
Carlton Morris dispatching the penalty from 12 yards.
It was a good penalty. It doesn't look like he hits it as well as he wants to, but he gets the direction he was and sends the keeper the wrong way.
Right, let's get a former official's view as to what we've just seen at Kenilworth Road. Dermot Gallagher's at the match centre for us now. Dermot, just if you can, just explain to us, how did that come to be?
Yeah, I think, Manish, when you look at it, normally if it deflects off a player's body, changes direction and hits his hand, the penalty's not given. But if you look at this, it's so different. You know, if you look, has it hit his hand? Yes. Is his hand in an unnatural position? Most definitely. Is his hand high above his head? Yes. Ticks all the boxes for a penalty. If you look at it, look where his arm is. And I think it's blocked across. There's no doubt about that. The expectancy, Manish, is penalty. And when I saw it, I wasn't surprised. I saw it hit his thigh, but it comes up and you think, well, penalty's going to be given.
Dermot, it's Sean here. I get the unnatural, what you're saying, but how can it be unnatural if it's a deflection? You don't know where the ball's going to go for it to be unnatural. You're just stretching and reaching for the ball to affect play.
Yeah, I get that, Sean. This is why I say it is unnatural, and that's the guidance. If you think back last year to Dan Burn was the ball was played behind him. It's headed back. His arms is in a very, very similar position to this. It struck him on his arm and he had his back to it. Everybody said, well, is that fair? But his arm's that high up, Sean, you've got to give a penalty. You know, I feel for him because most handballs now, players don't mean to do it. But it's not about that. It's where are their arm? Is it blocking across? Is his arm expected to be there? I think it ticks too many boxes, Sean.
I can't agree with you there, but I understand.
I mean, Dermot, I'm trying to get my head around this because the thing is, it almost feels like having your arms in an unnatural position almost seems irrelevant as soon as it takes a deflection off your body.
Well, as I say, Manish, most deflections off the body aren't given for that simple reason, because it flies up very, very quickly, it strikes it. But if you look at this, I just think it's an unusual act. His arms are just so high. And when I see an arm that high and it strikes the arm, as I said with the Dan Burn one last year, you know, it's just too high and the referee's always going to give it. The VAR looks at it and concurred.
OK. Dermot, thanks very much indeed. I hope that's cleared it up for you too. I get the impression it probably hasn't. But it's a point of peace then between Luton and Wolves. Let's get some post-match reaction from the Wolves dressing room. Here's defender Craig Dawson.
Have you seen the penalty? Have you seen the handball incident as well?
Yeah, obviously it's a tough call. The referee seemed to make a quick decision and VAR seemed to be even quicker, so it's disappointing from us, but hopefully in the future we'll get a decision going our way.
We spoke to a few of the referees and they said the reason they gave it was because the arm was in a very unnatural position, so even though it deflected off his foot, because the arm was so high, it almost didn't come into it.
They obviously know the rules better than me. It's a tough one. I think he's reaching for the ball. His arm's up in the air, but I think it touches about 3 body parts before it hits his arm. But I'd like to say in the future we'll get a decision like that.
So a draw there and a draw in the other Premier League game that came to a conclusion